So, today's the 26th, and apparently it's Daughter Day or something, and my father sent me a thing. And I don't know how to respond to it, so I just sort of deleted it. I don't know if I should respond to it. I don't know. I don't know what went through his head that he thought it would be appropriate to send it to me. I don't know if he's just like being oblivious and it was an accident, or if he's intentionally trying to make some kind of a statement, or if it was just a thing that he sent to all of his kids, or I kind of doubt that. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. My girlfriend was like, you should respond. So, does that mean I should send you a present on Mother's Day this year? Uh, to him. But I feel like that's a little snarky. Um, I haven't known how to feel about it or what to think about it all day. And, it did help some. We had a guildie who apparently was being a little bit of a asshat at raid, for the casual raid group, and we just finished up with the core raid group with carrying guildies to the ahead of the curve mount. We're all done raiding for this expansion, and I'm giving everyone basically a month off so that they can rest and recuperate and everything before we start raiding in Shadowlands. And this dude went to casual raid and was like, screw all y'all, you guys are losers, you can't, be even the easiest bosses, blah blah blah. And can I just say, the casual raid has never raised the minimum eye level, and yet still, without getting carried all the time or anything by core raiders or people who are super geared or something, have managed to get into heroic Nyalotha, like, of their own merit. So, good job, them. They don't deserve that at all. Anyway, some people were like, he's got a little bit of an attitude. And it doesn't really fit with the way our guild works. Our guild is people are first, progression is second. So, I went and I just started out with, hey, I heard you're into raiding. I'm the core raid leader, and I'm one of the guild leaders, and I lead this other stuff. It's nice to meet you. Do you want to talk about, like, raid guides or something? And he just started talking about the casual raiders and talking like he was better than them and talking shit. And I just kind of told him off a little bit. I didn't do it meanly, but I definitely did it harshly. And he stepped back, got humbled a little bit, and was suddenly, like, very passionately, intently into getting into the core raid and having me be his raid leader. I kind of was like, I want to be very clear, you don't deserve to be on any raid team in this guild, period, if you can't treat your teammates with respect and your guildies with patience and kindness. People first. We are a family first. And yeah, we try, and yeah, we do actually pursue progression, but not in an effort to exclude anyone. We're not elitists, we're not hardcore. You want that, you can go somewhere else. And he was just like, no, I want to be with you, I want to be with you. And I was like, well, first of all, your DPS isn't good enough. I'm gonna be real with you. The minimum DPS our core raiders do right now, just finishing the expansion, is this. And you gotta get to this. And he's like, I'll make it happen. And I'm like, here's how you sim your gear. And, here's how you go to these sites. And he's like, I'll make it happen. And I'm like, you have a few weeks and I'm gonna be watching you. He's like, I'll make it happen. And I'm like, I used to be a soccer coach. I'm big on team building. And he's like, okay, that's awesome. And I was like, I understand wanting to have a sense of challenge, and I understand wanting to have a sense of progression and personal progression. I understand that, but you're never going to get anywhere without your team. And no, reward or challenges worth going to without your team doing it together. And he's like, okay, I'll make it happen. I want to be part of the team. I'll prove it. I'll prove I'm not a mean man. I just want to be part of the team. And I'm just like, I need to tell people off more often. And yet, it's different trying to tell off my father. And I just told him off recently, and it's still different. I have no qualms whatsoever in being the guild enforcer. Like, I'm the person who has to talk to people. The worst part about it is that it's annoying to waste time talking to these people. I have no qualms whatsoever in being like, yeah, this might not be the best fit for you. Have fun finding a better guild. Because our guild is the better guild. We might not be world first on getting to whatever, but we are freaking generous and big-hearted. And you gotta be a generous, big-hearted person if you want to be here. That's just how we are. And people have said, oh, you can't run a guild that way, giving everyone all the food and pots and flasks and consumables and items that they could possibly want, and gemming everyone up and enchanting everyone and giving them repairs. You can't run a guild that way. We have for more than a year now. Works really great. We have 900 members. It's awesome. It's a great environment. Everybody's a big giant family and nice to each other. So, F the people who think that democratic socialism can't work. We have a ton of officers and we all vote together on things. We have events inside the game outside of just guild events, is just, game events, and we do those together too. Like, screw you if you think democratic socialism can't work. It absolutely can, as long as every rule applies to every person, top to bottom. There is no one who is above being held accountable to be responsible in how you treat others well. As long as that is true, everyone can enjoy everything as much as they want to. No one's required to do any of it. We have guildies who've never come to a single event, and yet they're good people and they donate to the guild because they love being there. They've never come to a single event because they like that they're not pressured to have to, but they also like that they're always invited. That's how we work. That's how we do it. And I have no qualms with putting a foot down to protect that. And 98% of the time when I have to put my foot down, it's met with tremendous respect and someone more than willing to change their ways in order to stay. Because they don't want to go somewhere else filled with toxic people, or people who are constantly degrading each other, or standards where it's too much, or it's like just not fun and not kind. People want to be treated kindly. I want to be treated kindly. It's pretty crappy that this random dude with an attitude, treats me with more respect than my own freaking father. I want to change my Facebook and everything and get everything all situated, but I wanted to wait until after my appointment so that I have more of a guideline on how long until I'm on T and the quote unquote real transitioning starts. I figured, it's not very responsible feeling for me to go changing my Facebook and be like, yeah, it's going to be guy pictures now, and then here's my new name and everything when I haven't actually technically yet taken the first steps toward it. Like, I have the appointment made and I have my diagnosis and stuff like that, but I feel like once I start taking like tangible physical steps toward it is when you start being like, hey, I'm going forward with this. So that's just how I feel about it. Also, Hell Week's coming, and I'm not really going to have time to do all of the stuff that I would like to do. And I just feel like doing it like the day after my birthday or something like that is a better plan. I realize that a lot of my family members are going to unfriend me and be asshats. I don't really care. But it does bother me about my father sending me a freaking Happy Daughter's Day. I love all my daughters, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm glad that you love your kids. I want you to love your kids. But send me something on Happy Son's Day. I don't want something on Happy Daughter's Day. Because I'm not your daughter. And I wish that somehow he could accept that or get that through his head or something. It's disappointing, not just because he's that thoughtless, but because now I know what he thought about my information that I gave him, that I got a second opinion from the doctor and all of that. He didn't ever tell me how he felt about any of that information. That I'm officially going to start transitioning and that I'm going to the endo and blah, 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 blah. All of the stuff. Gave him all this medical information. And now I know what he actually thought about it. And he might have felt sad that he had indicated that he didn't care about my health. But that doesn't change that he doesn't care about my health. Because if he did, he would care about me being his son. I don't know how to respond. I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should say, hey, glad you love your kids, but this doesn't apply to me, or why did you send me this, or this only is supposed to be for daughters, right? Or if I just shouldn't say anything and just go months without talking it to him again. I don't know. It's just, it's frustrating. It really is. It's just... You notice I didn't get one of those from my mom. Haha. And if I told my mom that he did that, she would go and be like, Gordon! Like she does. But I don't want to tattle on him. I just want him to do better. I don't know if he was trying to make a political statement or something like that. I have no idea. Human rights aren't political statements, but that's besides the point. He doesn't believe that. I mean, look at what happened to freaking Breonna Taylor's murderers. They got off completely scot-free. The neighbor's walls got more justice than she did. She was less valuable then stray bullets hitting the neighbor's house. An award-winning EMT, a human being, a good woman, shot 8 times in her sleep. And they got off completely free. Not a single one's being prosecuted. This country is so freaking backwards. And my father feeds off of it. And I don't know if he would accept my transition better if we had a different president. I don't know. But I know it's not helping. My transition is not political. It's just me trying to be healthier and happier. That's it. I'm not making a political statement. So if my father's trying to, then which one of us is really the douchebag? I don't want to cause a fight. And I don't want to make him feel like shit. But I do want him to stop making me feel like shit. I don't know what to say about him. I started recording this hoping that I would figure it out, that talking to myself would make things more clear. I don't know, maybe I should tell him that. Maybe I should tell him, I don't know if you were trying to make some sort of political statement by sending me this, but me transitioning and me being your son is not a political statement. It's just me trying to pursue my health and my happiness. Maybe that is what I should respond. Maybe that is me figuring it out by recording this. It's better than, should I send you a Mother's Day present next year? It's better than that, at least. Anywho. That's what's up.